Welcome back to the Barrel Zone Wednesday morning edition. We are doing the daily MLB full card breakdown. Then we will talk about the three NBA games that take place today. Not the greatest for betting, but I think there are some interesting games out there. So we'll break down everything as always. We also have like 5 or 6 off the board MLB games. I will tell you what my line would be and what to look for once they open up. If you're not Tema Plays, you know where to go. Patreon.com/The Barrel Zone. If you have any feedback, you can find me on Twitter at The Barrel Zone. Let's get right into it. First game on the board, Baltimore at Minnesota. Lopez at Pineda. Pineda coming off the IL, laying almost minus 200. I generally don't like to lay minus 200s, but I never lay minus 200s with guys coming off the IL. Pineda was more than okay so far this season. Twins bats are waking up. Orioles are pretty bad. Lopez for Baltimore is not an arm you should fear. I think the Twins will put up runs here. Lopez has a 6 ERA, 4 Sierra. He has a 9% walk rate, 370 WOBA to righties, 5 plus FIP. He's averaging less than 4.5 innings per game started. So yeah, it's I think the minus 200 would be perfectly warranted. My line is minus 186. That's exactly the pinnacle line right now, so we don't find value here. St. Louis at the White Sox, Gant at Rodon. Rodon laying again almost minus 200. I think we will see some money on the dog here. It's really about the splits. Gant is an arm that no one really likes. We've seen money coming in against Gant kind of consistently. He's the Cardinals pitcher today. He has been getting extremely lucky through the season. He has a 3% home run to fly ball ratio and an 83% left on base rate. While his fastball velocity is down more than 3 miles per hour since last year, and he's averaging less than 5 innings. Basically, his only good skill set is that he can force some ground balls and he's okay at limiting hard contact. But the White Sox are way weaker against righties like Gant, and the Cardinals are way more powerful against left-handed pitchers like Rodon. They have a 121 WRC plus, only an 18.5% K rate, 186 ISO. They are not an easy out. So I think just based on the splits and that many people still not believing in Rodon like long term, he has been awesome so far, but can he sustain it? I'm really liking Rodon. I think he will be fine, but I could see some Cardinals money coming in, especially as I'm really way closer to lining this towards minus 160. So yeah, I won't be fading Rodon, but I completely understand if you do that. If it would be anyone else on this Cardinals pitching staff besides Gant, I would be likely going in. Seattle at Oakland, first off the board game. This is an interesting one. James Caprillion, he's the number 10 prospect for Oakland. He's making his first start here. Maybe not his first start. Not his first start. He's pitched already 10 innings. He has a 3.6 Sierra, 2.5 ERA so far, 12.4% swinging strike rate, limits hard contact. He walks a bit too many guys for my liking, but this is a really easy matchup at home. In a great pitcher's ballpark against the Mariners, who are well below league average offensively. And the Mariners also almost had like a bullpen game yesterday. Their starter only went 4 innings. Their bullpen is due for tons of regression. I think Oakland will be able to put up some runs here, and Caprillion should be able to limit Seattle. He had a 1.6 ERA in Double-A in 2019. That was basically when we had the biggest sample size of him pitching against okay competition. Obviously, that's not the MLB, but still, my line here is minus 167. So I think anything at minus 160 or better on Oakland will be a bet for me. This is a game to track for sure. I think I would be laying it with Oakland without any hesitation. Texas at the LA Angels, Dunning at Canning. I think we've seen the same matchup earlier. or I might be mistaken. I like both of these guys. Canning, I think, has the higher floor. Uh, Certainly the higher ceiling. He has a 15% swinging strike rate, limits hard contact to 24%. He has a 68% contact rate. Can be very, very wild at times, and he's only averaging 4.3 innings per game started. But I think he is the better arm here, and we will see the Angels, even without Trout and Rendon not hitting that well, opening up as favorites. I think we will see around minus 130 here. Texas goes with Dunning. Dunning is a really nice arm. He's more of a ground ball guy, 57% ground ball ratio. He's limiting line drive, just an 18% line drive rate. K rate and swinging strike stuff is kind of average, but he's really managing contact well. So yeah, I think both of these guys are fine, and I could see a pitching battle here. Rangers are really weak against both sides of the plate, but they're striking out almost 27% against righties, just a 96 WRC plus. Both teams sitting around the 315 x WOBA, so neither of them is going to shock the world, especially with the Angels being without Trout. So yeah, the under might be a look here. We will see where this opens up. My line is Angels minus 130. I think it will be the opener will be around that. Cubs at Pittsburgh, Williams at Crow. We are skipping this game. I don't like either guys. Both have like 5.5 plus Sierras. Both have 11% plus walk rates, high WOBAs, extremely high contact rates. I don't like either guy. Williams is a bit better. He has some ground ball stuff, but he has been bad on the road. My line here is minus 135 on the Cubs, and they are laying minus 133, so basically the same. No value. Philly going with Aaron Nola facing Miami. Game is off the board. Miami hasn't announced the starter. Sadly, I couldn't find any info. This will be almost surely a bullpen game, but we don't even know who is going to pitch the bulk of the innings. So it's a difficult game to line. I think Philly will open up as a road favorite for sure. But they don't really have Bryce Harper. They are running with a minus 27 base runs differential so far. The xFOBA is a bit more promising than Miami's, but this is not an elite offense by any means. Nola is great, top 10 arm for sure, 3.1 Sierra, 28% K rate. He doesn't walk anyone, 12.6% swinging strike rate, no hard contact, missing bats. But I think he cannot be a huge road favorite here, as he likely won't get that much run support. Marlins bullpen is not terrible. So yeah, I think we should see something around minus 125 on the road for Philly. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is like minus 115, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is minus 140. I'm likely not getting involved. This is just such a weak offense, and the Marlins bullpen, as I said, isn't terrible. Next game, Cincinnati, Washington, Hoffman, Ross. We are skipping this one as well. Similar to the Cubs game, both arms are terrible. Both are running with a 10% plus walk rate, 4.7 Sierra or higher, high line drive rates, high contact rates. Ross has a 498 WOBA at home. Neither guy is averaging more than 5 innings. This is a wag game. Total is almost up to 10. Anything can happen, really. My line is Nationals minus 125, minus 127 is the line, so nothing to do here. Toronto at the Yankees, Manoah at Domingo Germán. Alek Manoah is the number 5 prospect for the Jays. I think this is, in fact, his debut. He carved up AAA this year. 18 innings and the 0.5 ERA and the 2.1 FIP. He projects to be around a 4-ish ERA starter, and he is properly stretched out. His last 3 starts in AAA were all 6 innings. I think if this was anyone else than the Yankees, and I would be likely on the under. I really like Germán. He is. I like his stats across the board, but especially that he stays off the barrel. His line drive rate against righties is 6%, which is amazingly good. He's missing bats, tons of ground balls, not walking anyone. It's really tough to go against the Yankees with him on the mound and the strong bullpen behind him. But Manoa seems legit. I hope he gets hit here, and then we can back him the next time out against a weaker opponent. Colorado at the New York Mets, Herman Marquez, Marcus Stroman. I like the Mets here. We've already bet the Mets here. The New York Mets should be on your card today, in my opinion. Yes, they are super depleted. Another injury. Last night, Vargas went down. That's basically, he was his fourth string center fielder, so I'm not sure who will they field, but yeah, they have 18 guys on the IL that's leading the league, the New York Mets, but they are still the more talented roster, I think. The top of the lineup is still nice, and Stroman is a guy I'm trusting way more than Marquez, and he has the better bullpen behind him. Stroman with the 2.7 ERA, 3.7 Sierra, just a 5% walk rate, 54% ground ball rate, swing strike rate well above league average, 280 WOBA or better against both sides. He has a 269 WOBA at home. Great pitching park, and that could help Marquez, of course. This is a huge shift for him from Coors Field to one of the best pitching stadiums in the league. But overall, I'm not like a giant fan of Marquez. He still has a 13% walk rate. He's missing bats, but his velocity is down slightly. Lefties are getting to him, 23% line drive rate. There will be 4 to 5 lefties in this lineup. 360 WOBA on the road. He hasn't been like up to what you would expect from him away from Coors. He's still good, but I mean the Rockies are 3-18 on the road. 3-18. You just don't want. I mean, you are getting anything close to a pick 'em. There are minus 121s out there. That's the line that we bet. Look around. I think anything better than minus 130 would be a bet for me. I'm trusting Stroman fully. I'm trusting this Mets bullpen, and I'm just really not a believer in the Rockies. And yes, the injury situation I know is rough, but it's Mets or bust for me. Next game, Cleveland, Detroit, Mackenzie, Urena. Another game we are skipping. Mackenzie was sent down to the minors. He got called back up. The guy I think he's kind of talented, but couldn't figure it out. He has so far this year 6.8 ERA, 5.3 Sierra, 21% walk rate, 40% hard hit rate, 24% line drive rates against lefties with a 6.5 FIP or worse against both sides. His stats are terrible. I'm not a believer in Detroit. Urena is the guy I'm always fading. He's not missing any bats, 82% contact rate. He's bad. And my line here is Cleveland minus 122. I think both guys should have a bad start here. That's kind of very likely, but the Cleveland team with their bullpen is way more equipped to salvage a bad start. So that's why I'm making Cleveland a road favorite, even with Mackenzie being a huge question mark. I think they will see if he's off, and they will have guys to come in and get it together for him. So yeah, Cleveland really tough to back. Major bet went down a few days ago. I don't want to get involved with this game, but they have to be favored on the road. And if this opens up like closer to a pick'em, I will bet it. I just don't care. Minor at Tyler Glasnow at home. Tampa Bay Rays laying minus 210. Minor is a positive regression candidate. He's not an amazing arm anywhere, but his Sierra is at flat 4, while his ERA is over 5. He's a workhorse arm, limiting hard contact, not really great anywhere, as I said, but he's fine. Tampa Bay finally lost yesterday after like an 11-game win streak. Glasnow is a guy I'm not fading. He's been pitching like a top 5 arm this year, and he's priced like that. I just cannot expect the KC offense to get to him, so we are staying off this. This line is perfect. I make this Tampa Bay minus 199, so I'm super close to the market. Atlanta, Boston, Smiley, Pivetta, another game that's not too interesting. This is the third, and I promise you the final game where we have 2 bad arms. Neither Smiley or Pivetta is like super bad, but neither of them are promising. Red Sox against lefties, where they have been way better this season, only striking out 19% of the time, and they hold 114 WRC plus. Smiley giving up plenty of hard contact, some walk issues, 350 wOBA or worse against both sides of the plate. His velocity is also down from last season. Pivetta, he's due for some regression. His Sierra is a full run higher than his ERA. He's running a 12% walk rate, which is something I hate. But he's limiting hard contact to 27%, and overall is still the arm I would probably back here. I'm not betting Boston. I was really vocal about them, me fading them. We have been on Atlanta yesterday and we cashed, and I will be trying to fade Boston whenever I can. I think they are overperforming offensively. But Pivetta, I think, is the better arm between Smiley and him, and that's reflected in the line. I make this minus 113, so yeah, Boston is a bit overpriced, but this is really not the spot, in my opinion, to go with Smiley on the road. But the next game is super interesting. I'm expecting to have a bet here. Chris Paddock on the road at Milwaukee. Eric Lauer Eric Lauer will be starting. This was a pitching change. Lauer is an ex-Padre, so I think San Diego has the book on him. He's also lefty, and righties have been giving a lot of problem for him. Righty heavy lineup, this one that he will face. He only pitched 11 innings last year and 16 this season. He has a 38% hard hit rate. Righties are really getting to him. 6 plus FIP, 380 wOBA against right-handed bats, and he's averaging just 4 innings. Chris Paddock on the Padres side, not amazing. This is not the 2019 Chris Paddock that we were really excited about, but he has a 4.1 Sierra, 11.5% swinging strike rate, limits hard contact extremely well, just to 27%. Brewers with a 77 team WRC plus against righties and a 26% K rate. Paddock has been getting really unlucky with a 60% left on base rate so far this season. That will go up. His velocity is up a bit from last year, and I think overall is getting better. Lauer did pitch 2 and 3 innings in his last 2 outings in the majors, and he pitched 5 innings in AAA in his last start there. I think we could see like him going 5 innings, but not deeper. Machado could be back for the Padres. That's also an important note. We will see the reopen. So this line you can see on the board around minus 130. This was the previous Brewers pitcher. I don't even remember who it was, as I just ran the new numbers with Lauer. But I think if we get something similar, so around minus 135, I will be fading Lauer, making this start here. Just a bad spot. Padres are hitting. Lefty with consistent problems against the right side of the plate is a bad thing, in my opinion, and Paddock should really roll here. So I don't mind laying this on the road. I think I would play this around minus 140 with the Padres, but this will surely be a bet for me. LA Dodgers at Houston, Bauer at Garcia. Looking to back LA here, but I would need a bit better line. I make it minus 135, and I would certainly bet this at minus 130. We could see some Houston money. Last night's game wasn't really like super one-sided when it comes to the batting action. So, but Garcia is in a really tough spot. He's not going deep into games, averaging 5 innings or less in 5 straight games. He has a 9% walk rate, fly ball guy that got super lucky so far. 89% left on base rate, just a 230 batting average on balls in play, averaging 4.4 innings, as I said. The Dodgers have the better bullpen right now. Trevor Bauer got extremely overlooked his last time out. We were on them. They were like minus 120 or something like crazy. This is a top arm, and he's getting overlooked. I would be surprised if we get a minus 130, but if we do, I will be on the Dodgers. They are the better team right now, and that's about it. Final game, I have a bet here as well. San Francisco at Arizona, Cueto at Kelly. I like the under here. The total is 9, and neither of these teams are good offensively. One is a bit banged up in San Francisco. The Giants are a bit overperforming, and I think the market is a bit too high on them. They are also way better against lefties, and Cueto is a righty. Kelly is coming off a nice start against the Dodgers. He went 7 innings with 12 Ks, only gave up 3 runs. He has been consistently giving up like 2-ish runs, maybe 3 sometimes, but he's decent, and this Diamondbacks team is not a good offense. Cueto, 3 starts coming off the IL. The first one was a bit rocky, but the last 2 has been great. He gave up 3 runs in the 2 starts combined. He only has a 4.6% walk rate, limits hard contact to 31%, high infield pop-up rate. I kind of like him, and Kelly is not special anywhere either. But these are good like workhorse arms, and these neither of these offenses should scare you. So yeah, the under 9 is a really high total for this game. This is like not the most amazing park for power. And I think both of these arms should be fine. So the under is my look here. All right, let's recap the MLB. We got through the slate in like 20 minutes. This is what I want, being quick and kind of efficient. So my bets in are the New York Mets. I think anything around minus 130 or better is a bet. Yes, they are banged up, but Stroman and the bullpen is a big edge, and I still don't fully trust Marquez, and the Colorado bullpen is one of the worst in the league. And Arizona under 9 runs. It's really juiced right now on Pinnacle, but I would be probably look around. There is a minus 114 on the under 9 on Bet Online. That's a bit better, but I don't mind laying this. I think minus 120 would be my cutoff for the under 9, but I think this is a big edge. All right, and we are looking at the LA Dodgers at minus 130 or better if we get it. I think that's a great look. And the Padres with Parak on the mound on the road. This game is off the board right now due to the pitcher change, but I think it will reopen around in the same range. So if we find anything better than minus 140, it will be a bet for me. And then I quickly tell you again my lines for the off the board game. So I make Oakland minus 167, the LA Angels minus 130. Philadelphia minus 125, but this could change depending on the bullpen arms available for Miami. And I make Cleveland minus 122. All right, let's talk some NBA. I tell you up front, I don't have a wager on either of these games, and I don't think I will have. So the first game on the board, Washington, Philadelphia, 8.5 spread. This opened up at 8. That was, I think, the first game's closing line. We've seen some Philly action. I think this should be one-sided for sure. Philly wasn't playing amazing in the first game, but it still never felt that it was really close, in my opinion. They won the turnover battle, the rebounding battle. They had the way better free throw rate, and it really just seems that when the Wizards are double teaming Embiid and he can like pass to Simmons or Harris, it will be an easy W for them. And Simmons and Harris are both capable of beating anyone one-on-one on this Wizards team. Huge size advantage. They both played with high energy, super physical. I think this will be a blowout. Honestly, the Sixers had a 54% effective field goal percentage in the first game. I think this will be a way better offensive game for them. Hopefully the defense on Beal can further improve, but I didn't think it was like that bad. But Beal is finally looking healthy to me, which is obviously good for if you're rooting for a competitive game. So yeah, I'm taking Philly. I agree with the line, 8.5. That's a good line here. Atlanta, New York, 2-point spread. New York should win this one. As I said, I expect this to go to 7 games, and they almost won the first game with Randall playing his worst game in months. Like literally, he was really like a no factor for most of that game. We've seen great performances from Rose. I like that they limited Peyton to 8 minutes. I have no problems with Peyton, but I mean, he's the worst point guard I think that can like take up minutes here, and some nice flashes of quickly. I think he may be able to make a leap through this series, but I'm expecting to see him improve a lot more like next season. So low total. This is the lowest total on the board. I'm expecting a low scoring series. This is the spot where like up to this year, Knicks fans would expect the Knicks to choke, but I think the mentality changed a bit, and many are trusting the team. But this is really a must win for them. You don't want to go back to Atlanta down 2 games. So yeah, I'm hoping the Knicks win. I really want them to succeed, and I think if we see a good game from Randall, they will be able to get the W. Final game, Memphis, Utah, 8.5 point spread, basically an 8. I don't think you can touch this game. We don't know about Mitchell's status. He was scratched in the last seconds before the first game. Even if he plays, we don't know how many minutes he will play. We don't know how he looks. They give up nothing, and I don't think. I mean, he's the best player in this, probably the series, but I don't think that's something you cannot say. So yeah, he is the best player in this series, and him being out or not 100% obviously should move the line a lot. So just by knowing this, I think you should lay off. Everyone had a bad shooting night for Utah. They had a 49% effective field goal percentage as a team, and this is similarly to the Clippers, one of the more efficient shooting teams historically this season. Gobert only played 25 minutes, had foul issues. I don't think what we've seen in game one is super relevant. Utah got out rebounded. That just doesn't happen. So yeah, I'm not worried for Utah. I hope Mitchell plays. I think they will be fine. If I had to take a side right now, I would take the points with Memphis, as I'm really not 100% sure Mitchell will play a lot, even if he plays. And to me that's just bad, and I really then cannot lay close to 10 points with Utah, with Mitchell being like questionable at best. All right, so yeah, no bets from me. Picking Philly to win and cover. I think the Knicks win this one, and I think Memphis can probably stay within the number if unless Mitchell plays like 30 minutes and looks 100%, which I don't think will be the case. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow at the same time. If you want to take my wagers, you can go to patreon.com/thebettors and join the Discord channel. Good luck with your bets tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow at the same time. Thanks for tuning in.